Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is July 1st, can you believe it? Here we are, middle of summer is starting off, middle of the year as well. It's going to get popping later this week, right? They got the 4th of July golf cart parade coming up, all sorts of fun activities going on. It's going to be a really, really fun time. And our show, we got some other fun things going on today too. We're going to be talking with Thrive. We're going to welcome to the studio Tom Nash and Bill Cartwright. They're going to be talking about a multi-generational project they have going on and some other things about Thrive that you're going to want to know. And then later in the program, Judy Mancuso is going to be here. She is legislating for animal rights on the state level and federal level. So Bree's going to be talking to her about how you can become involved and some of the projects they're working on to keep our pets safe and animals safe overall. So there you go. Right now, though, we're talking about summer. If it's splash time, if it's summer, if it's 4th of July, back by popular demand, it's Kids Summer Splash Days. Here we are. Where is it going to be? It's going to be over at Pool 2. You can get your grandkids down here in the afternoons for some fun in the sun. Friday, July 18th is going to be the first one, and then again Friday, August 1st, the second one. It goes from noon to 4 p.m. Inflatable water slides going to be there, games, ice cream, all sorts of fun. Admission is $5. You want to get those tickets ahead of time. There's going to be wristbands that you can purchase over at Clubhouse 2 or the Recreation Office, so make sure you get a hold of those. You can get more information at the number on your screen, 949-597-4285, or email the Recreation Department over at VMS. There you go. Hey, let's check our weather, and we got some beautiful temperatures. If you are going to be going out there in the pool, good week for that, good weekend for that as well. Today is going to be 76 degrees, and we got basically the same kind of temperatures. We have the morning clouds like we've been seeing. The marine layer is going to be part of the fact that's helping keeping us cool so we don't really hit those 80s degree marks. So morning clouds and then sun, sunnier, tons of sun. Look at that. Still sunny and not cloudy. There you go. 78 going to be our high on Saturday. A little warming trend's going to hit us as we head into the weekend, so that'll be nice for our 4th of July weekend as well. Let's check our sunrise, sunset information. Here I am at the ball game. Went to Angels game last week when they were playing Boston. Lots of fun. This is before the game. It filled up a little more than that, but this is a little bit before the game, right when that little kid on the screen there is saying, play ball. So there you go. Sunrise this morning was 5:45. Sunset tonight is going to be 8:05. And if you'd like to send us a picture of your outings of Angel Stadium out and around the village, sunrise, sunset pictures, we'd love to see them. Email us, lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Make sure you include your name, where you took the picture, and we'll use it in our sunrise, sunset segment. Okay, we got one meeting to tell you about. Then when we come back, we'll be talking to the folks from Thrive. Stay with us.
Caring Senior Service provides a variety of care services to help seniors age in place. We follow the mantra, when family can't be there, we can. We started our business almost 30 years ago because we realized that seniors in these situations still need loving care. To learn more about how we can help your family, contact us today.
Hearing connects you back to life. Don't settle for being trapped in the isolation of poor hearing. Advanced Ear can help you hear friends, family, and caregivers. We provide one-on-one hearing programs that will amaze you with the quality of how much better you can hear. There's no cost to hear the improvement we deliver. You'll be able to hear better the minute you put these on. No buttons to push or technology to be afraid of. We deliver better hearing, guaranteed. Come in so we can connect you back to life. And remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
Hi, remember us?
We're back,
Christine and Jack from the Jewelry Box.
which is now the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers.
Relocated in a new spot in our old shopping center.
But we're still Orange County's preeminent buyer of gold, jewelry, watches, and flatware.
And we're still a full jewelry repair center. And with our 3 graduate gemologists, we're still here to appraise your special pieces.
And like always, at the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers,
it's about trust.
If you're looking to thrive here in the village, our next guests have some good ideas for you. I want to welcome to the program Tom Nash and Bill Cartwright, representing Thrive today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Bill, we're going to talk to you about this kind of multi-generational project that's coming up. I want to talk to you in a minute. But first, I want to start right here with you, Tom, and talk to us a little bit about what Thrive is kind of all about.
Right. The name gives it away, I think.
It really does.
This was started some years ago by Dr. Beth Perrick, who was at that time president of the GRF board. And she sensed that there was a need to do something to get more of our people actually involved in living here. And, I mean, not just surviving, but somehow taking advantage of some of the things we offer, not just sitting around at home all day. And for various reasons, people have to be kind of urged to get up and do something. So she put together a group, I think around 8 at the time, and still about that number. We're mostly media people, educators. We have a psychologist in our group, pretty good group, and we come up with media especially to try to stir up people and get them doing something. So we have a number of public service announcements that run on village television, various channels, and we have done some projects over the years, and we did a project a few years ago. It was a lot of fun, and it was called the Centenarian Project.
Right, I remember that.
And we thought that people who have lived 100 years probably have something worthwhile sharing with us, and so we located 50 or 60 of them. There are more than that here, but we got about that number, and we interviewed them. We photographed them. We did kind of a clever thing. We asked them to bring in a picture of themselves, a portrait, if possible, of themselves at a younger age. And then our photographer set it up in the studio to try to match that pose.
Okay.
So we got a picture of them in their 100+ years in the same pose, in the same look as much as possible. And we did an exhibition of those photographs, and we did some various things. We taped 3 hours actually of television interviews, most of which were very sharp.
Yeah, there you go. Well, another project we want to talk about is the multi-generational project, right? And Bill, you're kind of part of that. Your mom lived here in the village, right, until recently?
My mother did live here. Yeah, she lived here until she was 91, and then she came and spent her final year with me. But so she lived to be
And
92.
beyond that.
Yeah, my grandmother also lived here.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay,
so I'm
wow.
actually third generation.
You're third generation.
And my aunt lived here as well. So yeah.
So what was it like when you were a younger man visiting here? What did you first think, and how's the idea of being here evolved over the years?
You know, it was so long ago that I was thinking about it, you know, and it's almost like the memories are in black and white of when my grandmother was here. I know that's how the mind, you know, plays distortions, but as I recall, the Laguna Woods, or Leisure World then,
Leisure World at the time, right?
I remember I was so
big
impressed by
globe.
the big globe. Oh, but it seems small. Now it seems so vast. So I don't know at what point everything started spreading.
Well, you know, the world you probably went into was small because it's always been pretty vast. But it's like if you just went to see grandma or that kind of thing, and you was probably just going in there, and you probably didn't go, let's take you on a tour of the village.
It was even that way when I came to see my mother, because I was used to going in the gate and up the hill
right
and
there,
you know,
right
to her
back
place. And so I'm still, I mean, it's a new gate, you know, first time. So it's very interesting to discover how big this place is and how much is available.
Yeah. That's when I first started working here, I got the big tour of the whole, and I couldn't believe we were still touring. It was like an hour or so in, we're still going, we're still finding. I had no idea how vast it was too. And I grew up here. I grew up here in the Leisure World days too, and I remember seeing the Globe right off the freeway and that kind of thing. So it's amazing.
Right.
So Tom, what do you want to do with this multi-generational kind of program you guys are launching here?
Well, again, we think that Bill and others who come from a multi-generational family probably have a different perspective on life and what it's like here. They've seen the changes over the years and seen how their relatives, in Bill's case, his grandmother as well as his mother, how they thrived here, what they did, and so we want to tap this source of inspiration and get some media go out of it.
Well, I can tell you, my mother
Please.
loved living here. She loved living here. I mean, talk about thrive. She thrived.
Well, that's
She
great.
loved living here. And she's so proud of this table tennis room that's next door. When she's,
And folks come out of there all the time. They're into it over there.
I'm not only my third generation here, but my grandmother was in the table tennis club.
Oh, really?
And then when my mom came here, she was part of the table tennis club, and she really she nurtured that club. They had a little room. They eventually named the Cartwright room.
Oh, wow.
So, but it was a little tiny space, and for the club to have this great facility here was just, so meaningful.
When did you say to yourself, I think I could live here someday? When did you go from like, this is where I'm going to end up?
Yeah, it was a fairly recent life-changing life events that we probably did,
Yeah, but when you were younger, did you say, I could see myself here? Was there ever a moment where you said, yeah, I get it, or was there a transition like that?
To be honest, it wasn't like a near-term thought on my part. I did think that, when I reached a certain age, it might be something, but it was unexpected a little bit. It was a little bit unexpected, but you know what? It's what a nice place to land, and I've already, been meeting so many great people that it's really this is a very unique place. I really appreciate all the opportunities that are available and all the people that are here and all the things that are available to do. It's really marvelous.
Absolutely.
Bill brings
and speaking of things to do, there's an ice cream social coming up. I want to make sure people know about that.
We have an ice cream social coming up on August 28th, still over a month away.
Right.
But time to think about.
Mark your calendar.
Mark your calendar. Yeah, we do these social events about 4 times a year, and we have a sponsor that helps us with that, and so it's a wonderful thing.
Right, Memorial Care gets involved
Memorial
in that.
Care,
They do the whole
yes.
thing, and they also bring folks out there and gets great information for folks
So
too.
we'll have
right?
an ice cream truck there, and we'll have some activities and a talk from Memorial Care about some aspect of health. So they're really worth doing. And you just, once we get the numbers out there, the publicity, call and make a reservation. And
There you go.
Definitely enjoy it.
So folks, look forward to the Ice Cream Social. That's coming up on August 28th. Also, the Multi-Generational Families Project. Go to the Thrive website if you want more information about that. And it sounds like 2 great things coming up that you can be part of. Bill and Tom, thank you so much for joining us today.
Our pleasure.
You're watching ThisDay. When we come back, we'll be talking to folks from the Cat Club about legislation to protect our animals. Stay with us.
"21 years ago, I started Salus Home Care because I saw a need for a professionally run home care organization in Laguna Woods. We've been in business for 21 years. Call Salus and let us show you why we've been in business longer than any other home care company in South Orange County."
Power your adventures with the all-electric 2024 Subaru Solterra. It comes with legendary Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive, standard, plus a rugged 8.3 inches of ground clearance. Everything about the Subaru Solterra is advanced, including the technology keeping you and your passengers safe. Love is now electric.
Hi, it's Desiree from Irvine Subaru. Get your new Subaru here with complimentary maintenance included.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. I'm so excited for this next segment. Please welcome a true champion for animal welfare, Judy Mancuso. I got it. It took me 3 times, but we're here. Hi, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Introduce yourself to our audience.
Well, I am the founder, CEO, and president of Social Compassion and Legislation, and most recently an author as well.
Congratulations.
Of my book, Because They Need Us, My Political Fight to Save Animals.
That's an amazing undertaking and very dear to my heart. I have had animals my entire life. I've got 2 cats right now.
Yay.
Love of my life.
Yes.
So what first sparked your interest in your passion for animal advocacy?
I've been an animal lover since a kid. And, you know, when we're kids, we think, you know, what are we going to be when we grow up? And my thought was a veterinarian. It was, you know, what a kid knows about helping animals. And then through my life, it turned out I went into information technology. I was doing that 20 years. But then there was a transition right when Hurricane Katrina struck.
Really?
And I went to help a friend that was a first responder trying to pull the animals from the water, from the vacant houses. And that was a change of life for me. And I thought, okay, what is success? Is success climbing the corporate ladder, making as much money as you can, or could it be making a difference in our lifetime and for the animals, for me?
Right.
So
were you
I
living,
transitioned.
Were you living in that area at the time? Or
Oh,
did
no,
you
no.
go?
I lived in Laguna Beach. I flew there. My
flew
friend
there
was
just-
from Los Angeles, and, you know, we knew that they needed help. There was
Wow.
a makeshift kind of a MASH unit that the National Guard had set up, and off we went.
Amazing.
And that's in my book.
I wish I would have known you then. I would have tagged along. So, Judy, what piece of legislation are you most proud of?
Well, there's a couple most proud of from the past, like we did a bill that makes it that California only sells cosmetics and personal hygiene products that have not been tested on animals. And time had come for that, but there needed to be a law that said, hey, we're not accepting this anymore. We want only cruelty-free cosmetics and personal hygiene products. And it was quite a fight, but we got it done, and everyone thought we'd never get it done. And it's been copied in 12 states.
Oh, good. I was
It's
gonna
changed
ask.
the way that America and the European Union does business with China. So it was huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Anything else come to mind?
Well, we kicked puppy mills out of pet shops. That was a very big deal, and said that only rescue and shelter animals should be in there. We got wild animals out of circuses, so now only humans and maybe their dogs and horses were left to still be a part of it, but no more bears and lions being beaten to sit on the big ball or whatever, you know? So that was a big one.
Wow, I still can't believe that people allowed that to happen.
And still across the United States. I mean, we
It's
were
still
a leader.
happening?
There's only a couple states that have done that, yeah, that have banned it.
Even the animals in captivity, like at SeaWorld or...
Right.
when
That's
I
a
was-
tough one to get done.
Yeah, there was a park in Vallejo, Northern California called SeaWorld, or no,
SeaWorld's in San Diego
SeaWorld's
as well.
in San Diego, so it was another one, but they got shut down.
Yes.
So I was
As they
excited about
should.
that. It's just, come on, people. So how do you think that everyday Americans can help support animal protection?
Well, they can do it first and foremost if they do have an animal by microchipping and spaying and neutering their pet, because that's mission critical. It helps stop the overpopulation problem that we're in a crisis in our state and across the United States, where there's too many animals, not enough homes, and we end up euthanizing perfectly healthy animals that should be in homes, and instead they go to landfill and rendering plants. And so first and foremost, that's what they should do. They should always adopt an animal from the shelter and rescue. And there's other ways, obviously, helping our group, which I know that you have a how to help up on your screen, which I really appreciate. And the way people help us is by filling out a form on our website that says we support your legislation. And then what we do is we turn that into a support letter that gets fed into the state portal, which is super important because the legislators look at the support and opposition to bills. And when they see this diverse list of supporters across the state, it tells them this is a good bill to vote for.
This is really important.
So it's mission critical. And of course, donations. But, you know, even if people don't have money to give, their voice is valuable, very valuable.
And can't they volunteer at their local animal shelter?
Absolutely. They can walk dogs, they can pet cats, they can help groom them, and it's all so important. And getting the word out for adoption.
Yeah. We're lucky that we have those shelters here in the U.S. You know, I travel extensively, and my last trip to Morocco, specifically Marrakesh, I mean, you can't even imagine the thousands of cats that are just everywhere you look.
No, that's
everywhere
sad.
you look. And the dogs, of course, are out in the open range. It is so heartbreaking. You just want to feed every one of them.
Right.
But tell us about your book. This is so exciting because they need us. What was your inspiration behind
The
this?
inspiration was everyone asking me, wow, how do you get these things done? What can I do to help? And when I would tell people stories about the process and what we've been through, I've been told, this is my 18th year now since founding my group.
Is that right?
And people say, you should write a book, you should write a book. And I've thought, that's not gonna happen. I don't have the time. I'm not sure I even know how to do that. And then I met a woman that helps people write books, and we went through hours and hours and hours of interviews and then, you know, edits, and it was 18 months.
Was
a
it?
long, laborious process, but I'm so glad to have it all documented, and people that read it tell me that it's very inspiring to them. And they learn a lot about the legislative process, which is so important, that people engage in politics and in the legislative process. So I'm so happy that I did take the time in my life to do it, and thrilled with how it came out as well.
Were you met with any resistance when you were trying to push these animal
Oh,
welfare
my
laws?
A ton. And at first, you know, I didn't understand it when I first started. I did a spay and neuter bill. Well, the very first bill we ever did was one that allowed humane officers to get in cars to rescue dogs out of hot cars. People put a dog in their car, go grocery shop and this or that, crack the window. Well, it can get up to like 110 degrees within 10 minutes, even if it's only in the 70s or 80s outside.
Right.
So there was no way for officers to get in the car. We did a bill. Governor Schwarzenegger at the time signed it into law. And during that period, I then decided, okay, let's do a spay and neuter law. and get people to do this, because we should not be spending our taxpayer dollars killing animals in shelters. We should be getting people to do the right thing. Well, the opposition was unimaginable. And it was like the Cattlemen's Association, the NRA, the Farm Bureau, people that tested on animals. I mean, there was this vast amount of opposition that made our heads spin. It was like, how could this be, right? So I actually hired an opposition research person at the time to dig in, right? And it turns out that, you know, when people make money off of animals, the exploitation of animals, we can call it, that they band together. That if there is legislation coming down that shines a light on it, tries to regulate them, that they hold hands in unison and fight it. So I have been up against some of the largest groups in the whole world, and especially with that cosmetics bill.
I'm sure. Judy, I could talk to you for another hour.
Thank you.
This is all so dear to my heart, but I really appreciate what you've done and appreciate you being here with us today.
Thank you so much.
You'll have to come back and talk more later.
Thank you.
Okay. You're watching This Day on Village TV. We'll be back after these messages.
The Laguna Woods History Center has been capturing the legacy of our community since 1977. As a nonprofit dedicated to preserving today for tomorrow, we collect, conserve, and share the history of Laguna Woods Village, the city of Laguna Woods, and the surrounding Orange County region. Step into the past and connect with the present at your community archive. Visit us and find your place in history.
Hate to put a damper on your 4th of July weekend, but we're not going to be here on Friday and Saturday. We're going to take the day off, but we've got some great movies and TV shows in place for you to enjoy on the July 4th holiday. JFK Remembered is going to be on at 8:30 in the morning. Great documentary. You want to watch that one. Then fun for all, young and old. Finding Nemo is going to be on at noon. What a great adventure movie. And then California's Gold, Huell Hauser, he's going to be on the USS Midway. That's our 5 o'clock show for you. Then on the 5th, let's go over there. We got Stagecoach for you. Great classic John Wayne movie. That's the one that made him a star back in 1939. 8 a.m. is going to be there. Then at noon, we got Matthew Broderick and Biloxi Blues. Honestly, one of the funniest Neil Simon movies I've ever seen. And then 5 o'clock again, we got Huell's going to be back. He's going to be going through In-N-Out Burger, a classic, a great summer drive-through food. He's going to talk about the origins of that with the folks there. So there you go. Those are going to be our movies on July 4th and 5th. Tomorrow on the program, Amazing Hearing and California Club's going to be here talking about stuff. We'll be here. I'll be here. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. I'm Michael Taylor. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.